Kat Ourlian here. Some of you might know me from my YouTube videos with upscale audio. Maybe you've seen me at some hi-fi shows, or maybe I've even set up one of your turntables. I'm an audiophile, audio professional, and I'm here working over the pond from the States in England, representing a few luxury audio brands, and one of them is the famous British company SME. So being on this YouTube channel, you probably already know who SME is, but I'll give you a little synopsis of who they are, and then eventually you should subscribe because we're going to be making a lot more videos and getting to further detail of who SME is as a company. But in short, SME stands for Scaled Model Equipment. They established as a company in 1946 in Steyning, England, and they started off making scale models for the engineer world, and eventually progressed into precise components for the aerospace industries, motorsport industries, and even medical equipment industries. So they've been around making precision equipment for a very long time. Ari, the founder of SME, actually designed and engineered himself a precision tone arm, which eventually born SME, the audio company. So again, I'll get into a little bit more detail later on about that, but today I'm going to be doing a video on this beautiful machine in front of me, which is a Loricraft professional record cleaner unit. I'm absolutely geeked to be representing a company such as SME with their long history, especially Loricraft. Getting into Gerard, this company makes a ton of beautiful products. Loricraft's history actually started in the early 80s, but the concept goes back to the 60s by inventor Percy Wilson. He was an editor for Gramophone magazine, and actually he started a committee with a bunch of audio nerds, some of the greatest in the industry, to discuss improvements of the reproduction of sound. So Loricraft dates back. This machine is actually made fully by SME now. There's two different models within the Loricraft line. There is the PRC4i and the PRC6i. So this is the 6i. And the difference between the two, just in short, the 6i has a larger vacuum pump and is significantly quieter than the 4i, because I know that sometimes the volume of our vacuum record cleaners can be very disturbing to our family members. So this unit is actually very, very quiet for industry standards. So unlike a lot of other vacuum cleaners in the industry, this one has a really sort of calming purring sound. Sounds like a cat purring on your chest or something. You know how some people fall asleep to white noise or whale sounds? I want to fall asleep to a Loricraft record cleaner at night. It is that quiet. So this record cleaner is beautifully designed. It kind of has a unique function to it. You'll notice the spool of thread, this really small but fine vacuum tube, and then the pump to the side. So each record is cleaned with single fresh use cleaning fluid. The fluid is used to detach all the contaminants off of the record, and then the vacuum will suction all of that up. But there's, again, as I mentioned, there's a special design to this. So the vacuum with the shape of the arm tube and the thread is all optimized to create a perfect vortex that's going to clean all the way into the grooves, very deep into the grooves. So actually a misconception of the Loricraft machine is that the thread is cleaning into the grooves. It's not. It's a vortex that is created between the vacuum pump, the thread, and the arm tube. So once you get your fluid on the record, you're going to agitate it with this beautiful brush that is actually made by a brush maker that has been making these nylon-based brushes in England for centuries. So just like everything being old in this country, this company started in the 1700s. So that brush actually comes with the cleaner. And again, it's a nylon-based brush. It's harmless to vinyl. And once you agitate the fluid, it's going to take all the contamination and surface it to the record. And then the vacuum is going to do its job from outer groove to inner, and it's going to suction all that stuff up and then deposit it right into the waste jar. So the fluid is actually designed by a biochemist. It took her years to design it. It is, again, a lot of people in the industry think that most cleaning fluid is all one and the same, but it's not. The reason why this cleaning fluid comes in this colored style bottle is so it doesn't get contaminated or funky from outside light. So I just want to actually stress to you that when you are mixing your fluid with your distilled water, because that's the combination that you're going to be using, it's actually 1 pipette of this fluid into 125 milliliters of distilled water. Once you do mix these two things together in possibly a clear bottle, try to keep it out of the sunlight because you have about 2 weeks with this before it starts to go bad. You'll get 1,000 cleans with this fluid. So with the fluid, with the spool of thread, you're going to get about 1,000 cleans out of it. So plan accordingly when you are mixing this together, is because you don't want to use contaminated fluid cleaning your record. So the mechanical drive system, vacuum pump, and arm tube are all made by SME, and it's just complete precision. This thing is made to be future proof. The vacuum pump is a medical grade style vacuum. They really set the standard in the industry. I actually don't know any other company using a pump like this that will get you this precise clean and will last you this long. The vacuum arm itself is driven by a gearbox that is thought out by a very carefully thought out magnetic coupling arrangement. So once the arm starts at the very start of the outer groove, it's going to take about 1 minute and 20 seconds from start to end to finish to vacuum up your record. So like I said, the whole design and object of this cleaning unit is to create a vortex that's going to clean in the grooves. So the spacing that is actually optimized between the nozzle, the thread, and the vacuum pump itself is going to create a perfect vortex that cleans all the way into the grooves. A lot of other vacuum cleaners have an arm where it's just cleaning from outer to inner, totally perpendicular throughout the whole spin, and you don't actually know if it's cleaning perfectly all of the grooves because you're actually relying on that exactitude of that vacuum arm and whether or not the felt strips on it are accurate or they're placed properly or a brush is clean enough that is attached to the vacuum tube. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. The motor inside has a lot of torque and for a reason of being able to give you a forward and reverse motion. So after you've put on the liquid, you've agitated that fluid, you've gotten all the contamination to the surface, then you use the vacuum pump, 1 minute and 20 seconds, your record is ready to play. This will clean anything from vinyl to shellac, 7, 10, and 12 inch. And because SME is who they are and they love to listen to the industry, I mean, SME is like a super understated audio company in the industry. They're constantly pumping out beautiful machined parts and making these little tiny but very pertinent changes to their machinery. They actually, a few reviews were talking about, well, what if you're cleaning one side of the record and then you flip it and then, you get all that contamination? SME listened and they designed a special rubber mat that doesn't hold contamination that you can, flip while you're doing the second side of the record. I love that. The top of the cleaner itself can get wet, so go nuts with it. Don't feel weird about splashing it. And the cabinet itself is made by another very famous British company, and they're known for making audio cabinets. So you can actually get this unit in a walnut finish, which is featured here, and then a black ash. And it just looks like a piece of furniture, and everything is so accurately placed. SME won't let anything leave the factory without it being cosmetically perfect or operationally perfect. I am so geeked to be representing a company such as this. There are so many cleaners in the industry that are twice the price of this and do half what this cleaner does and won't last nearly as long as this cleaner. So if you guys are heavy record collectors or you're an audio enthusiast, you're starting to get into vinyl, the Loricraft machines are extremely affordable in comparison. They'll last you forever. So I highly recommend that you go to Loricraft's website to see if there's a dealer or distributor internationally around you. You can also reach out to SME directly to see where our nearest dealer might be or Loricraft salesman might be near you. And I highly recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can check out all of our informative videos. You can see the demonstrations. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Until next time.